Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have another featured vegetables from Ruksana's garden cooking video. So what I'm planning to make are these beautiful bitter melons is what we call it. So it is a very popular fruit in Asia. So she grew this in her garden and she gifted me a bunch of them. But I have several things that I would like to show you what we're going to be using, and that would be the following the following vegetables. So these are tomatoes from her garden, including this nice tomatoes right here. So we're gonna be using that. We're gonna have onion. This is not from her garden. I purchased this. These are the three bitter gourds that she gave me, and these are long beans, or I guess Chinese long beans. So hers is a little bit like this, but they are skinny and kind of like long. That's it. So the other thing that we're gonna be using for protein would be bacon, just because that's the one that I have in hand. We're also gonna be using some garlic and some oil if needed, salt and pepper, and then your favorite seasoning. But if you don't have a seasoning, it's okay. You can add like garlic powder and stuff like that. But for me, we have this magic setup all-in-one seasoning. It's a Filipino seasoning that has just like the basic things that you would normally use for Asian cooking, which is garlic powder, onion powder, chicken powder, I guess. So, and salt and pepper. So it's just an easy, and I'm not going to use this all, just a little flavor. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to prep our bitter melon or gourd. So this particular melon is very, very bitter, hence the name. So I just cut the ends of it, and then I'm going to slice it in the middle. And then you will have these things right here, these little kind of like foamy with like some pits. We have to discard those because those are the ones that are bitter and you can't eat them. So the way that we do it is like we use a spoon and you just basically scrape it off. So it comes off pretty easily. There's no need to like use like elbow grease or anything like that. So, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm making a mess because the seeds are floating everywhere. But, okay. So this is how it's supposed to be. So like that, hollow. So I'm just gonna prep the rest of these. And it's easy. It's like, if you don't have the spoon, that's fine too. It's just, you can use your hands, but it just makes the job a little easier. So that's that. And then I have to do 2 more right here. So I've cooked this one before because every time I see it, I try to buy it. I know that if you're anemic, this is something that you could use. There are different recipes, that Filipino recipes that you could cook this with, but basically we treat it as like a regular vegetable. So that you put or stir fry with some protein. So you could use whatever protein you have. The only reason that I'm using bacon is because it is already thawed. Normally we use beef, chicken. There's even a recipe that calls for eggs and then mix with other vegetables. So they mix kind of like a scrambled egg consistency on like the mix. That's really, really good as well. So there's a lot that you can find in there. In the Philippines, we call this ampalaya. I don't know exactly what they call it in Bengali. I didn't quite ask her, so, but I should. But yeah, so you can even have it as a salad. I have seen that, but I've never personally tried it. So there is a way to actually control the bitterness or take away some of the bitterness of the gourd, and I'm gonna show you how we normally do it. That's why I started off with that. So let me just discard all of these stuff on my thing. And that timer is for the rest of the bacon. Let me just check it. No, we're still not quite done as the way that I like it. And I like cooking my bacon in the oven because it's less messy. So in a bowl, I will put like maybe 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to put some water into it, just regular tap water, to dissolve that salt. And the purpose of dissolving the salt is that we are going to immerse the gourds in there. So as that's happening, I normally just cut it diagonally, and I'm going to show you, but you can cut it however which way you like. So today we're going to do it this way, and I like to do it thin so this way. So you just cut it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then dunk it on that salt bath. And what that does is that it allows some of those bitter tastes to be lessened out. Some people like it as is. Again, it's a personal preference, but keep in mind that they are going to be bitter. Obviously, when you're cooking it, it will adapt to whatever the flavor that you put on your dish. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this. Like I said, there are a lot of like ways of cooking this. This is a typical weekday lunch or dinner dish in the Philippines, and normally they wouldn't put any other veggies on it, but since I have it, why not? So I think that it's good for you as well, but I don't really know the nutritional factor of it. I didn't research it. I just know that every once in a while, and in fact there was a time that it was something that was raised in my parents actually sometimes would do some little garden in their property, and we've had this because we also use the leaves of this plant for a dish. So for a famous dish, Filipino dish. So as I'm done with that, I'm gonna start cutting my aromatics. I'm gonna start off with my tomato. I can't remember if I've named all of my stuff, but that's okay. We're gonna eat this with rice, and I've already made it. I usually make rice like a couple of cups just so to have it during the week. So with regards to how to dice your tomato, it's not really nothing special about this one because it will get smushed in the dish, but for for those of you who want me to show you, it's like this. So again, no, it doesn't matter how you cut it, it would normally get smushed on the mush. I think that's the word in your dish. Because that's just how it is. And this one is very, very plump. I love the varieties of tomatoes that she has. And honestly, I use them all. I know that some here, there's like certain things for snacking or for eating. Back in the Philippines, I grew up like there's only one kind of tomato, I guess. Never thought that there are different kinds, really. But the common one is Roma tomato that you see in the market. So I really love that I have some green tomatoes right here to add to the dish. So the next aromatic that we are going to slice are, oops, wait a second, there's a little itty bitty right here. So we're gonna, forgot about that. We're going to go ahead and cut that up, add to the dish, and my bacon is calling and that looks perfect. I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, and then we're just gonna set aside our bacon real quick because they will continue to crisp up. This one is not super well done. And then let me attend to this bacon situation. Okay, you guys, so the next thing that we're gonna tackle is our onion. So just gonna chop it up again, no particular way because this is home cooked. So the way that we cook it, there's no like certain type of way, but basically I cut it in half and I cut it in like horizontal, and then I cut it back vertical. So they are dice. So if you don't like chopping, you can put it on those like gadget, like the little smashing thingy. I don't mind chopping. It's part of like the charm of cooking for me. And I've been cooking for a long time, like that. It doesn't bother me chopping onion. That's what I'm trying to say. Set that aside. Do the other one. Okay. So in Asian cooking, or the way that I was told by my mom, is that before you start cooking, you have to prep all your ingredients first right in front of you. And that's basically what we are doing. The next thing is we're going to just tear apart into pieces our long beans. How I do that is, oh wait, actually before I do that, let's get some garlic. So how many cloves should I do? Well, honestly, maybe 3 cloves. They're fairly decent sized cloves. Show you. So 3 cloves of garlic. Boom. Okay. And of course that happens all the time. So how I do my garlic, that's interesting to you, is that I smash it first, bam, and then peel off the actual skin and then just dice it. And it would be into little pieces because you smash it. There are some people that doesn't think that you should smash your garlic because they believe that they burn fast, but I don't really care. So, last garlic before we tackle our long beans, courtesy of Ruksana's garden. I was extremely very happy that she actually shared some of her harvest with me, because again, these are not very common vegetables that we can get, and they're very pricey because they're not really they're not from here. So in a string beans, I usually cut like the end and then the top, which is where it was attached to the plant, and then the bottom. But because these are like homegrown, I decided to keep them all, because I know that it is fresh and it's just from her house to my house, and I just, no rhyme or reason, just bite-sized pieces, I just do that. So there is a little string in here if you want to be fancy, but honestly it doesn't affect us when we eat it, so I just leave it all. And then I'll just keep on doing this until I finish my bundle of beans, and I'll be right back. So once I finish, this is what it looks like. So I would say that, I don't know, maybe 1.5 cups of those beans. That's what it is. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and rinse it off real quick. I've already rinsed it, but why not? And I love these little baskets that I found at the thrift store. Just more authentic. So because it's wet, we're going to put a little damp towel right in the bottom. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start sauteing, guys. So in a wok, frying pan, whatever you have. Obviously I have a wok. High heat is when we start, and I'm just using some vegetable oil. You can use our canola oil. Yeah, you can use whatever oil you like. You can use virgin olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, whatever you prefer on your everyday cooking. Now, hold on, because I am still thinking what I want to use. In traditional Filipino cooking, most of the vegetables are really done al dente. That's what it is. However, we start with our aromatics. So while it's still trying to heat up right here, I'm just going to start. And that sizzle is the sizzle that I like to hear, because growing up, that means cooking, and cooking means family, and family means precious time together with the people that you love. I start with my garlic, of course, and then after my garlic, I go in with my, onion. I go in with my garlic immediately, and then I probably put a little bit too much oil right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go ahead and lower down my heat and get something to discard some of that oil, because I think that's too much. So I'll be right back. And the reason why I'm very conscious of that is because the bacon will also render oil and fat. So I don't want my dish to be too soupy. And so because I've already dumped it, the best way to do with that is to get a paper towel and just immerse it. Take some of that oil. That oil is also flavor, unfortunately. Just gonna dump it in there. It's a little better. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. About half a tablespoon. And I like seasoning my food as I go to intensify the flavor. And we're going to leave that in the trash. We don't want to cause any fire. And as we do that, we're going to go ahead and dump our tomatoes. So this is a typical Filipino style of cooking. And then just mix it all in. And then I have already kind of like medium heat, but again, my stove is a fire stove, and the burner that I'm using is the hot boil. So I'm gonna leave that there. Check on my bacon, see how they are. I think they're ready. Start off with this. Maybe. Okay. Yep, that's what we want. And this is how I am. I'm doing multiple things in the kitchen because you have to. You have to be able to maximize your time when you are in the kitchen. It just helps to spend more time with your loved ones. And then since I'm done with that, while we're waiting for that, I can put this away. Throw it in the garbage. I don't have to clean this pan that much, but I still do. In there. I'm gonna pull out the bigger one. Yep, this is beautiful. And we're probably gonna eat these bacon, and this is just 1 pack of bacon from Costco for the rest of the week for different things. I what do you call this? Meal plan. And I say semi because I haven't fully, like before I have an intense meal planning thing, which I haven't shown in my channel, but I will. Since this is a silicone thing that I use, I'm just going to put a paper towel to absorb the oil and then set it aside till it's set. It will do its own thing. And this one, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like in 2 seconds. Take you with me. And this is what that is what it looks like now. So as you can see, we took out some of the oil, but now we're going to put our bacon on it. And I just cut the bacon into tiny little pieces. I don't want it crispy because it's going to be the protein in our dish. So what I would like to do, and it will give you a lot of flavor, I'm just going to spread it out a little bit to get it incorporated with our tomatoes and our aromatics. At this point, actually, just going to let it do its own thing right there. Still under medium, the fire is still medium. And at this rate, what we're going to do is we're going to take our gourd out, which is we're going to take it out of our salt bath. And that would be the next thing that we are going to put in our dish. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to put you back where you are. And just basically, I'm going to actually use you. And then just take it out of that. Just fish it out. If you want to completely take out the bitter flavor of your gourd, I will leave it. The longer you leave it there, the less bitter it is. But like I said, I don't mind it because it's flavor. And then we're gonna put it in on the rest of our stuff right here. And we're just gonna let the bacon do its thing. it doesn't take a long time to cook the bacon. So we don't need it crispy again. So we're just gonna dump it all there. And then we're gonna wait about like, I don't know, about 5 minutes, and then we can put our string beans. And again, we're going for al dente in here. And then now what we're gonna do is we are going to put some other seasoning. First, we are going to put our Maggi seasoning, but as I've explained, I'm not gonna put the whole packet. Basically, I'm just gonna put a dash, which is, I don't know, maybe about like half a tablespoon or teaspoon. And the reason being, you have to keep in mind that it has salt, but in it, and then we are cooking bacon. So I can use that for another recipe, which I will put in a little thingy right here, so it's not all over the freaking place when I need it. Dun, 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 dun. And then, just to balance things out, we could actually add, and this is for my mother-in-law's garden, you guys. Nothing grew in my garden because I like spicy stuff and my husband likes it too. We're gonna put these Thai chilies right over here. So just rinse that out. Just cut them in half, or in my case 3 different slices. And then we're going to actually add a little bit of sugar. And because I am diabetic, I use monk fruit sweetener. So just a teaspoon. And that balances your flavor out. And then we're gonna also add a bit of, we need to, yes, just a little bit of water. And what I mean by that, 1/4 cup of water. If you want to be fancy, you can add some stock if you're trying to get rid of it. But I don't have that. I already did that the other day. And I don't think I have any stock left. So, just gonna wait for our gourd to absorb the flavors. And then I'm gonna add more pepper. Because I love pepper. Okay. While that's doing its thing, so we, again, if I haven't mentioned, but I think I have, we will eat this over rice, and I will show you. So it's probably gonna time this up for 5 minutes and cover it up, and I'll be right back to show you. Okay guys, so this is what our dish looked like. So you can see that the bitter gourd is a bit more what do you call this, soft now. And then our bacon is cooked. Again, not trying to be crispy on this one. So the next part is just dumping our string beans, and we just need to stir it up to combine it, and we're almost done. This will just take about maybe 2 minutes because, again, I prefer our food or our vegetables al dente. So let me just stir it up a little bit, and I'm gonna put you guys right there as I do that. So And then we're gonna be plating. Let me just make sure that I actually have captured the taste of it. Yep, pretty good. And in fact, my husband likes a little bit of like, so that's another 1/4 cup. He likes sauce because we like sauce here in America. And that is just the rice that I cooked this morning, and I'm heating it up, and I'll show you guys how we plate things. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, that our finished product dish look like. So now let's plate. So in plating, we have our rice right here, and I just heat them up. I prefer eating in bowls just because it's easy and everything is there. Traditionally, or in a regular Filipino household, you sit in the table and then you actually have all your food right in front of you. You have regular plates and you eat. But because we're semi-Filipino now, because of that one right there, our household does it in such a way that we're having dinner and watching TV or having some, whatever you call it, family time together. So, and the dogs are here because it's time for them to eat as well. Because they're gonna get rice. They're gonna get rice too. But before we do that, did you all hear? Is that you? Or is that Tilda?
No, it's a dog.
Shut up. Okay. So this is our dish. So I'm just gonna go ahead and serve it up, and I'll show you how I serve it up. You've had this before, right? The bitter melon. I've cooked this before for you.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be special because it's from Ruksana's garden. So they're fresh.
Oh, the kind you served me before wasn't fresh?
No, because it's from the market. So it has traveled here and did not, it's not soil to table per se.
Farm to table.
No, because she doesn't have a farm. It's soil to table. All right. But I think that the one that I gave you does not have bacon. This one is made out of bacon. You want some chilies?
No.
Okay. But you do like this.
I mean, why not? I mean, whatever. If you got some, sure.
Yeah, your mom's chilies from Diane's garden.
From my mom's farm to table?
Garden to table. Oh my God, tell that.
That was me.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you want to get some silverware?
Sure.
Ooh. Little spoon for me, big spoon for you. Okay, so dog dinner. Since somebody was not patient enough. Everybody eats together in this household. Everybody eats together in this household. I don't even know why I try to mix this when I certainly know that somebody will separate her kibble from her rice. But I'm still gonna try. Okay.
What do you want to drink?
Surprise me. So it's a lot of pressure for you, huh? Alright. So this rice is gonna go to the fridge.
I got it.
Thank you. And then watch this, you guys. This is how these two are.
Sit down, Tilda.
Guys, you want their food? You gonna sit? You gonna sit? Where's the paw? Okay. Good boy, girl. Okay. Where's your paw? Where's your paw? Okay. Good boy. Now it's time for you and me to eat. Let's try this. That's your paw. Wait, let's just take a bite so that they will see if you really hate the dish or not. And remember, this is special because this is from Ruksana's garden. So, the bitter gourd is bitter, but because of the flavor, I like it. It is intense. But that's it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.